Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you an interview that I did with one of my students named Mason, who's been using organic lead generation and Google paid ads to generate leads for contractors. Him and I were together at a real estate conference down in Orlando, Florida a few weeks ago, and we had a great conversation back and forth that I'm excited for you guys to watch so you guys can glean what he has done in order to close deals. Now, at the time, this deal that we talk about in this interview wasn't closed, but since then, he has actually closed the contractor for $1,800 a month, and he's got some great pointers for you guys. So I hope you enjoy this interview, and after the intro, we're going to go ahead and roll it. Hope you enjoy.
I'm on my way to go quit my job right now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we are out here at the Squad Up Summit event, which is a real estate event put on by Pace Morby and Jamil Damji. But I'm actually here with one of my students from my Goats and Unicorns coaching program, where I teach how to build a lead generation business through organic online leads, through SEO, ranking websites, and I also teach Google ads on how to get traffic at an accelerated rate. I'm with one of my students, Mason, who has actually now become one of my business partners on a separate business venture. That's not what this video is about, so I won't go into it. But Mason actually just had a bunch of success yesterday while we're in the event, and I wanted to capture kind of the essence of the beauty of this business model and how it can be very passive. We're literally at an event learning about real estate investing, and he has money and leads coming in to his business. And so, Mason, I appreciate you being here, man. So I want to just have the audience take a quick look. We don't need to make this a super long video, but tell us a little bit about, like, we're sitting there yesterday and what ended up happening with one of your sites, with one of your ad campaigns that you're running.
Well, first off, thanks, Zach, for having me. I want to start it off just to give you guys some value in what Zach is providing. So I work a behind-the-scenes job, work at a desk. I was trying to figure out a way to do some side hustles where I could make some money while doing different things, learning new things, and that's exactly what happened yesterday to lead into this. So I decided any good business needs leads, and there's all these contractors out there that are struggling to find leads because they're stuck doing the actual physical labor.
Right.
So I did the research based off what you taught, found a concrete guy in my local area that needed some more leads, and we've been in a partnership, dating relationship for about 6 months. I built it out during the winter knowing that there wouldn't be much leads, but it would be enough to kind of build a relationship,
right,
to catapult us into the spring, summer when that's the type of work that's being done. So yesterday I'm sitting in the conference, Pace is speaking, and my phone's ringing off the hook, set up like how Zach does. It said my concrete website was calling me, so I ran out, answered the phone call. It was a guy that wanted just his driveway redone, so that's an expensive job. I vetted him out, answered all his questions, handed him off to the contractor. Literally as I'm hanging up, I get another call, and I thought it was the same guy calling back. So I'm like, hey, what'd we miss? And then it's like, oh, hi, did I miss something? And she's like, oh, no, this is Jody. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting another one. So she answers, tells me the whole thing, and she wanted to get a patio done. So I vet her out, get the information, send it to my contractor. So I finally could get enough time to go back into the room, and my phone rings again. So I'm like, oh my gosh, one of them's calling me back again. So I run outside, answer the phone, and it's another person. It's a church that wants to get their lobby demolished and relaid and get polished concrete. So just in yesterday, I had 3 leads, and in total price to the contractor, probably going to be around $100,000 in work. And then we have a certain structure that I won't go into of how I make money on it. But that's the whole thing. Is just I saw your message of any good business needs leads, or any business needs leads, but to make them great, they need consistent lead flow.
Right.
And that's kind of where I was like, okay, this is something that I can build out once and just let the internet do its work. And then I was doing okay, and then that's when I joined your Google Ads program and put out ads for it. And I told you this the other day, I had one just out for patios. I was getting some consistent leads, and I was like, okay, I'm finally seeing this work. Like, I'm getting that paradigm shift. And what do I do next? And I had built out a campaign for driveways. So I finally released it on a low budget. And
what was the budget?
Well, it was
per day or
I
whatever.
increased the budget, but it's still on exact match. So it's not being blasted out there.
Okay, gotcha.
So they have to search exactly what I put in, but it's at about $15. The spend or cost per click is less than that. So it's in a great range, especially.
Do you happen to know what your cost per click is?
I would have to go back and look just because I haven't been paying attention to it since we're here worrying about other things.
Yeah, no worries.
But that could be something I could find out for you. But I was just thinking, like, how could I scale this even more? So I posted my driveway site, and I'm like, okay, that's an even more expensive thing. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna get much leads. 4 days into that,
Your driveway campaign.
driveway campaign. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how successful this is gonna be. 4 days into that, I get a lead. 2 days later, I get a lead, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is getting the same amount of traction for patios, which can be more expensive, but so far has been a less expensive job because people are wanting smaller diameters.
Yeah.
But it's finally like I'm not gonna tell you I started this yesterday, and I've seen success. And me and Zach had a conversation a few months back. It's like, the thing that's so valuable about this is if you stick with it, you're going to succeed. But the thing that people want to see is a get rich quick. And me and Zach had a conversation a while back that helped me understand, like, hey, you're going to have to commit. Just don't go away. Keep adding content. Keep just doing the little things that he explains in the course. And then I'm sitting here now learning something else with Zach, and it's getting me profit that now I'm going to be able to just add that to what I'm already bringing in, and that's only going to take me to bigger and better things. So.
Yeah. Exactly, man. And that's the beauty about it. As I said at the beginning of the video is guys, this is really meant to be a business model that generates cash flow whether you're working or not, right? A lot of people start with a 9-to-5. I started with a 9-to-5. Mason's still at his 9-to-5, right? But you can absolutely grow this model of brokering leads and providing leads to business owners. And there's so much good that can come from it, right? I've literally said this before on other videos and podcasts and stuff, is that, like, literally just the skill set of learning to generate a lead in many different formats. Don't get me wrong, like, there's many creative ways to generate leads for business owners, but just learning as many formats as I've been able to do has literally changed the trajectory of my life forever. And it's starting to change guys like Mason's life as a student of mine, but also like, I'm not going to go super deep into our partnership, but you know, Mason came to me while we were doing some one-on-one coaching together, because he bought my course and then later on signed up to work one-on-one private with me. He said, you know, dude, I actually, you know, if I think about what I'm really passionate about, it's actually real estate. And so him and I kind of put our brains together. I was like, dude, like, if I could start a real estate company with you, I want to get into, you know, physical real estate and start scaling my money and all that kind of stuff as well. But I've learned a lot about, like, not splitting my focus too much, right? Because when you split your focus even 1 degree, 2 degrees too much, like, you start becoming way less effective in everything instead of being super effective in one channel. So I said, what if I do all the lead gen, because I've been doing this the longest, and, you know, although you've, you know, grown and done a lot with it, you know, probably have a little bit better success bringing leads in if I handle those campaigns and everything. And then what if you run all the real estate deals? And he was like, what did you say to that?
I was like, are you sure? Like, I was kind of not expecting it at all. I was just more talking with Zach about the stuff, just like, hey, have you heard about this stuff?
Yeah.
Have you realized how powerful the real estate stuff is? And in many different ways, I won't go into it, but when he, like, kind of brought this to me, he's like, it was kind of like you were, like, kind of, like, hesitant about, like, well, like, we're, like, and it was, like, kind of like we were both, like, I think I know what he's getting to, but, like, we didn't want to, like, kind of, like, step on anybody's toes or nothing, and then we just kind of kept talking about it, and it turned into what we are now. But going back to what you just said, I have 2 points on, like, the value, and I was kind of chuckling because you made points back before that, like, once you get one success story,
yep,
it turns into people just coming to you. So
it's like a vibration in the energy of everything you're doing.
Exactly. So what happened was, my contractor, he's a young guy. He's about my age, and he's just trying to grow. And I explained to him, I'm like, look, I want to provide value to people. I see what you're doing. You're grinding. You're in a very competitive area, a very expensive area. So, like, what can I do to provide value to get you out there to really grow, change your business, change the success story for your family? And he was like, let's do it. Like, if it doesn't work out, at least we can say we tried. And that's all I asked. And I told him from the beginning, I was being very upfront. I'm like, look, we're in the winter. It's going to take some time. But if you stay patient, this can be really successful. And once he started seeing all these deals coming in, it's been about 8 to 10 in the last month. And he called me up, and you said this would happen. He called me up and says, hey, do you do this? Do you do this niche? Do you do this niche? Do you do this niche? I'm like, well, I know, but I can build it out and I can get it ranked. He's like, I have buddies I'm telling them what you're doing, and they're like, how did you even meet this guy? And he's like, he cold called me, brought me deals. He hasn't even charged me, asked for anything. And so now it's just opening more and more doors, like you said, and it's just like we've been talking about through the business talks and the meetings we've had in business. It's just like, hey, how do we provide value to the people that are trying to grow and not just get the profit. Like value over profit is like what, and it's just snowballing because I'm bringing value. I've been with them 6 months and we haven't talked about money one time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
And that the money's there. I'm getting paid for it. So it's not like I'm doing this for free by any means. But he's even like, hey man, like he's been mentioning like how do I get you paid for this? And we can go into that another time because you learn that in Zach's course, how to proceed and how to really show the value before you're asking any money, because it almost is like a no-brainer that they say yes to you because they're seeing the consistent value, and then like you're like, hey, if we can't come to agreement,
I'm gonna have to take it
I'm
somewhere
gonna have
else.
to take it to somewhere else. And they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose the value that you're bringing me. So then it's just like it's a win-win for the both of you.
Yeah. So that actually just reminded me of something that we actually heard from the event from Pace when he was on stage. He said, I thought it was interesting the sequence of these three things that he said. He said, I have worked my guts out to first learn skills, then build relationships, and then acquire resources, which would be money, right? And I think a lot of us, maybe you even watching this video right now might be thinking just in your head, like you're just stressed, inflation's going through the roof. Everything's just scary right now, right? Like loaf of bread costs way more than it used to, jug of milk, whatever, right? You've got kids, you got to pay for diapers, wipes, whatever, right? Like, look, I've got 4 kids, I've been there, right? Like everything's scary right now, right? But like I literally, everything good in my life, resource-wise, monetarily, I've been able to trace it back to relationships, like Mason, like Charlie, who's behind the camera right now, my COO, Caleb, one of my right-hand men, back at headquarters, and the skills that I've learned, right? And so I thought it was interesting, like you provide value, learn skills to provide value and build relationships with other people. Like the money takes care of itself. You hear that over and over and over again, but it's literally like we're both like living proof of that. All 3 of us are, right here.
The thing that really changes the game is the best things that have happened in my life in the last, let's say 4 years have become I've provided the value. I haven't gone to anyone and say, hey, help me.
Yeah.
Help me. I'm like, hey, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And it just gets reciprocated in a way that's like, it creates an awesome relationship. It creates a bond that is different than like, okay, they just want to do business. No, I want to build a relationship with you. I want to have contact with you. I want to provide the value that you are missing, so I provide the solution to your need.
Yeah.
And another thing is like going back to my point of like it takes time to build the rank and rents and the relationships. It's like I'm not going to get you wrong. There was times where I was like, should I quit? Should I quit? But going back to our talks I had in the back of my mind, is like, just keep going, just keep failing forward and fail forward and fail forward, because every failure is a lead one step closer to your success, and it's all a learning experience. So, and I've stretched my mind to understand that just each failure is a small success.
Yeah,
it's one
really
step closer. It's one step closer. So anyone watching this, if you're looking for a get rich quick scheme, don't join us. Don't join it.
Not at all.
It's not worth
Definitely
it.
not going to be worth it.
You're going to be disappointed. But if you have the mindset, you have some time to commit, and it's not like I'm doing this full time. I have a full W-2. I'm doing other stuff with Zach and another partnership. And every day I tell myself, take consistent and perfect daily action. So whether that's an hour and a half, 2 hours, or if it's 5 minutes, I'm always just trying to commit time, build relationships, follow up with my contractors. Hey, how's business? How's everything doing? So I know we said we weren't going to make this long, but just to give...
We can both talk.
Yeah, dude, that you haven't picked up on that, you will. So just to give you some good information, I don't want to be like, oh, this is going to change your life in a matter of 20 days.
You're going to be a millionaire in 3 months.
Yeah, it's not that. But if you look at the big picture, the long-term thing, the long-term play, I mean, if you look at Zach as an example, he's been doing it for years, and now he's amassed he's amassed a lot. I'm not anywhere near him, but it's just cool to finally see the benefits of my labor that I put in, and it's all gone back to what you've explained. It's been almost to a T, so I can't say thanks enough.
And going back to I don't talk about this a whole lot because I don't want to be one to just like brag about money and all that kind of stuff, but since we've been here, I have done 0 work for my agency, for my business or whatever, and I've checked my account yesterday. This week I've made over $6,000, like just sitting in a hall listening and learning from people. And so that's the power of this model, right?
While improving your knowledge on other things.
Exactly. And so I was actually telling this story, and then we'll wrap this up, but when I was in college, I got into door-to-door sales. I first sold pest control, and I honestly was about a mediocre, like middle of the pack salesman, maybe a little bit less than median. I went to alarms for a little bit, just a half of one summer, and I did okay, maybe right on par. I ended up switching to solar. I made a lot of money there, but the reason I tell you this is because I saw these team leaders and these leaders at these companies. What they were doing is they were going out and acquiring cash for a short piece of the year and then spending the entire off season, right? So like 8 months of the year, 7-8 months of the year investing in real estate. So they make all their money, make a ton of money. They get yelled at and you know, doors slammed in their face and all this kind of stuff. They, you know, went through a bunch of crap to acquire a good amount of money because they paid really crazy good commissions. And then they'd go invest it all into real estate, and that started spitting off a little bit of cash flow and building appreciation, right? Some of the stuff we've learned about at this conference, right? And so that's always been my goal, is to find a cash flow vehicle and then be able to put that money in to make it grow in the vehicle of real estate. I found it in digital real estate or rank and rent, but a lot of people find it in affiliate marketing. I don't really care who you are watching this right now. Pick something, choose something, go, like, choose yourself. Like, just like, draw your line in the sand and just say, enough's enough. Like, I'm tired of being on the hamster wheel. Like, I'm just gonna go all in on me. I'm gonna choose me. I'm gonna put me and my family first. I'm not gonna put my job first, because we all live most of our lives going through school and they teach us to put our job first, family second, then ourselves last. Then we end up with all these like health issues and mental health issues, all this stuff, right? Like, put yourself first, right? Figure out a way to generate some cash flow, put it into real estate, and it'll change your life, right? Like, that's what we're literally doing. So I think we'll go ahead and leave it here, but we appreciate you watching this video. Keep being great. Okay. Mason's got another thing, of course.
Just to give one last thing. So my success, I am not someone good on the computers, IT, nothing. But Zach's course teaches that. So it's not like you have to be good at that stuff. It's just like I said, fail forward, and you'll reap the benefits before you know it.
All right, I'll let that one slide. That was a good value add. But anyways, guys, we appreciate your time. Thanks for watching this video. If you're watching it to the end, keep being legendary, keep building unicorn companies, and we'll see you on the next one.